Hey everyone, Jono of Nornware here. This is SBTF, Task Triage number 9, aka Dragged Kicking and Screaming. Timer is go. That reference, Dragged Kicking and Screaming, is from an eminent paper by Valve Software where they talked about the pain and suffering they went through to get their source engine to be multi-core. It's been a while. You know, one day I'll do that myself. But I'm just going to have to force myself through this because this is so painful and so hard. And yeah, enjoy. Things that have come up since last time. I went through all my old tasks. That's great. But what I also did in this document was that I put in all the stuff that was in my live to-do list, what I've been using, which is a text file, since I stopped using my tool set, my Trio tool set. Long story, whatever. Stuff that's come up. Integrate into the above list. This is stuff that's come up from recent forages into the forums, and I'm just going to check what those are. I apparently totally agree with this. Quick test button. I like that. Yes, the discussion is quick test. The thing is, when you're making a map, a user plan as they're called, there's a little bit of hoop jumping to get into testing it, you know. And the suggestion was, I'm so distracted right now. Just be able to, like, you're editing the map, and then just like a simple button right in the editor, you can just jump in and play it. And I totally agree, that would be really cool. So yes. Map editor suggestions, further such. Additional debris map editor objects, something that could help improve. More options. Debris tiles, that could be crates, machinery, damaged floor sections, exposed pipework, seemingly infinite pits. Anything that would block movement but not line of sight. Naturally, these would separate tile type in the map editor. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. I guess the closest thing that exists to that is the map table, which you know took some messing with to get the beasts to actually crawl over it and stuff like that. So that's the main thing. It's like, sure, block movement, no problem. But not line of sight. So then it becomes like, okay, the beast can see you, and then they want to go straight through this thing. So should they just like decimate this debris thing, or like walk through it, or walk over it, or walk around it, or that sort of thing? So it's tricky. I like the idea, but as Jeff used to say, well, not for release. So I'm gonna say sequel. You know, because there are so many things I'm thinking about in terms of like the way that the world can be richer and more different. That might be like completely superseded by what I'm thinking about for a sequel. So I'm going to put it there. Yes, a windowed mode. This is probably one of those that I've already like basically committed to. Please remove window mode size reduction. They want a command line switch. Yeah, but I'm going to be looking at that kind of stuff anyhow. Let's look at window. Borderless window mode. Yeah. So, yeah, that's related. So, what's going on here? Yeah, let's put it up there. Somewhere. Yes. You know, some of you are probably thinking this already. Look at this list of stuff. I may have to triage the triage, like line 184 minus 6. So there's like 178 things that I want to do, you know, before release. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Difficulty. Moving on. Medium and progressive difficulty. Medium amount on some items. Yeah, so there's like fewer and more in a lot of cases. Find it hard to adjust. More is more, less is less. Progressive difficulty. Yeah, ish, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna consider this. This is interesting. Definitely consider. Yay, done. Okay, this is where the legacy tasks have been triaged, and here's the sort of new list. And I'm gonna be ripping through this as fast as I can, but I'll comment. SBTF 2.5D diag, as in diagonal. I've been doing a lot of research into really procrastinating, but yeah, I've been doing research into different ways to extend, make the world better, as I've said many times, like how to make the world richer and cooler for a potential sequel, but also trying to rein myself in terms of it still needs to be procedurally generated, potentially, or probably most likely. And I'm looking at different ways to do that. I've made some really cool Wang-tile related discoveries when it comes to diagonals and stuff like that, which I always thought was like cool, like moving away from the 90-degree snapped sort of tileness of the game. But that's like totally in its own research project now, so I know I know about that, and that's related also. Yeah, this is just to give you a little bit of sneak peek. I'm thinking about different floor and ceiling heights, right? So, and this is part of like the problem of making that procedurally. So I'm working on it. And here we come to the main push. Okay, main push. Here's some SQL that you don't need to know about. Yeah, hybrid networking. That's what that is. I have a bunch of ideas about that. And hello, Magnus. He says, don't be too smart with UDP app level axe. Yes, all of this stuff is totally here. It goes under this task. So yes, certainly. Ignore players. I guess that means players want to ignore other players. A kick button. Thinking about a good way to self-moderate. Ignore button is cool. Yeah, that's sort of what World of Warcraft appears to do. You just ignore someone, and yep, I like much. Let's do colon, yes. Oh, OCD is coming, or is not coming. It's constantly there. Mouse sensitive doesn't go low enough. Yeah, that's been a thing. I've been consistently doing mouse sensitivity, just like reading cursor motion, which means it depends on your resolution, it depends on what acceleration you're using in Windows, all that kind of stuff, and that might not be the best way to do it. This means do an update now, which is interesting because update is here, and then that stuff's supposed to come to be done later. What I've been thinking is to do an update as soon as possible, just in the interest of stability, because things have changed since the last update. A lot of stuff in the code base has changed. And part of that is all the research I've been doing, like on other branches during the summer, looking at the hybrid network stuff. And I think, I'm thinking, something needs to happen from a product standpoint before I do an update, like some new feature. But yeah, I'm totally thinking of, I need to put this latest code out there just to make sure that everything's stable, just to be a little bit more confident. Will probably happen after triaging this stuff. Yeah. Look into consolidating various pyrotechnic types into a unit. This is all technical, I think. Move the static slush machine. Yeah, slush machine. What is that? Panning seems weird. Totally. There's some sort of audio thing there when you're looking at your feet. Party stuff. Hide settings. User maps played completed. What is this? Toggleable server settings visible to clients. Shouldn't be hard to do. What I've already... user interface work. User maps you played. Yeah. So, sure. Party stuff. Let's say yes. Look into follow upgrades. What is that? Perks for exploring scientists, embedded scientists. Embedded idea. Okay. When it's scoring, you get full map upgrades. I envision contention. Okay. I envision myself saying, sorry, Astro Creeps options, more fewer off. Probably. Triage this. Why do I want 3 spaces? I just want 3 spaces. Yeah, I do. Triage this. Look into consolidating. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, I have to triage this. This is technical. Where do I put that? So many decisions. That's the problem with all this stuff. It's like the main point of anxiety here is you have to make a bunch of decisions, and it's horrible. So make a decision. No promises. Yeah, that is procrastination and luxury. But of course, you want to be maintaining the code base. More power failure option granularity. Really? No. Progress on user map download because there are lots of maps right now. Yes. It loads all the maps at the same time, and some of you probably notice that there's like a hiccup sometimes. User campaigns. Really like the idea, but let's call it no promises. Remove HTTP stats in public builds. Let's look at that later. Minimalist text settings has collisions. Yep. There is an option for some of you might know this. If you don't like the big announcy texts going on when you download stuff and interact, there is a sort of minimalist setting, but it has some collisions with, various multiplayer things, probably like friendly, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Timpedia. Lots of feedback. I think yes. Or, yeah, I'm going to have to triage the triage. This is so horrible. Cooperfellow. Hello, Cooperfellow. Doors can be sealed also randomly, but must cut them. I like that idea. The idea was doors can be like pre-sealed when you go into the map. Like doors currently can be open or closed, but he was saying that what happens if they are sealed, and to get through them you have to actually cut them. So that's all, like almost like mechanically, like it takes some time to download something, it takes some time to cut a door. Ties into other discussions that probably come from the movie Aliens. The people have been saying, oh, it would be cool to seal and cut doors, I never really found a gameplay reason for that, like being able to seal doors, because monsters can break doors anyway. A lot of, hairy worms there. Can of hairy worms. But actually just being an impediment to the player... Let's say no promises. Yeah. Moving forward. Blueprints again. Do I even want to read this? Okay. Longer term progression suggestion. Blueprints have been tried. Let's do no promises. so I read it later when I have more bandwidth. Coming up on 15 minutes.